Hello, I'm Gwen Preston of Resource Maven, and we are here in Toronto at the Metals Investor Forum. And I'm happy to have a conversation with Dawson Brisco of Morien Resources. Thanks for being here.
My pleasure. Thanks for having us.
So it's been 2022 was an exciting year, obviously, for Morien. The mine got restarted, and that is ramping up. So tell me what is happening at the Donkin mine right now. I know they're making commercial sales. Where is it and where is it going?
Yeah, it was a big year for us. We outperformed our peer group by almost 200%, clearly driven by the news of the Donkin mine reopening. It was in Q2 when we started to learn of the Klein Group's ambitions to reopen the mine.
Right.
It became public in Q2. They submitted plans. I think it was August. The government actually accepted those new mine plans. And they broke ground again. It would have been in early September where their commercial sales had commenced by October.
And these are commercial sales as they continue to make the development drives, or like sort of the tunnels that they pull the coal out of is the easiest way to describe it.
That's correct. And they're with this new mine plan, they're in a different part of the mine that has not only better roof geology, but better coal quality. The sulfur is lower, the ash is better. They're moving a lot faster in this new area of the mine on a run-of-mine production basis than they were in 2018, 19, or 2020 as well.
Okay.
And so at about the rate they're doing now, it's about 50,000 tons a month in terms of sales. So it's around 600,000.
Okay.
And we think that they'll be hopefully at a run rate approaching 1 million tons by the end of the year.
By the end of the year.
Which is a lot faster than we would have anticipated.
Okay.
It's good.
And that is the plan as submitted is to get to 2 million tons for this mine.
Yeah, well, they're permitted for 3.6 million tons run of mine. If they get to 2 million tons in the next 18 months, that would be fantastic. They could take it all the way to 3.6. And after it goes through the wash plant, that washes down to around somewhere between 2.8 and 3 million tons.
Gotcha. Right. Okay. And then let's talk about Morien's share price. I mean, like you say, you outperformed the royalty peer group last year because of the news of the mine reopening. But on a lot of from a lot of angles that you look at a share price, it would still be undervalued. What sort of run rate and coal price, so Donkin run rate and coal price, would you say the market is currently putting into Morien's share price?
Well, I would say 500,000 tons and a $80 a ton share price. And
okay, so $80 a ton, that's little.
Yeah, the average price between thermal and semi-soft coking coal would be $300 a ton right now, and we know they're permitted for 3 million tons, so significantly discounted from our NAV.
And of course, I ask that because when people look at Morien's share price and see a big move, they might think that the move is done because, okay, the mine reopened, everybody revalued it, done. But in fact, it's being valued at a fraction of what its production is going to be and at a much lower coal price.
Yeah, correct. The market's heavily discounting us. I think they're waiting to see what that ramp up schedule looks like, and that's what we're looking to provide clarity on. Not a lot of people know about Morien. We don't market the company outside of a couple MIFs a year. We'll go to the PDAC, but we don't do road shows. And so we're relatively unknown. But I think what that big share price jump showed the market was that despite limited marketing efforts, our share price is poised for big jumps on the heels of good news.
And one of the key reasons for that would be your structure. And I want to just talk about that, talk about your company's focus on share structure.
Yeah, when we, over the past 8 years, we've bought back 17% of the company, and we haven't done a single share issuance during that period. So our share count today is just a little over 50 million, which I think of the 24 publicly traded mining royalty companies in North America, that would put us number 3 in that list amongst the company of EMX Royalty and a couple others.
Fair enough.
Very low share count, tight shareholder structure. Our management and directors have 16%, the Klein Group have 12%, so insiders own 28% of this company.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's positioned for success from the way that it's structured to who owns it to the pricing that is currently being put onto the company versus what I think the mine is going to do. And I know you have a lot of confidence in this Donkin mine and the Klein Group.
We do. Even before they hit full production, there's a lot of value still on the table from our perspective of our share price. If they hit an annualized rate approaching 1 million tons a year by Q4, using a discounted coal price, that still supports a penny per share dividend per quarter. And that would be a quadrupling of what we're doing in Q1. So we think the runway just on the near term, just in the initial ramp up, is attractive from a yield perspective. At today's share price, that would be generating around a 6% yield, which would make us the top of the food chain in terms of what other royalty companies are paying in
Right.
terms of dividends.
Lots of numbers to look at. There's lots of ways to look at Morien through the numbers. But it's interesting. It's cool stuff.
Well, it's a transactional type company. I mean, we're not exploring. We're receiving cash and we're distributing cash through the buybacks or through the dividend. And so you kind of do have to look at it through the lens of numbers and valuations, particularly when you're buying back your own stock. You have to be certain you're buying it below your intrinsic value. And so we're always running the math on MOX.
Absolutely. Well, I look forward to watching this mine ramp up and seeing how these numbers play out. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.